So NBA 2K, the eSports league for NBA 2K, will launch next year with teams for 17 NBA franchises. The 17 franchises will run its own 5-person esports team to represent it in the NBA 2K league. That's just over half of the NBA's 30 clubs on the list. And I think that is really cool. And it's something that we've talked about before, how esports is starting to bleed over more.
Yeah, we've talked about, I think PSG's got an esports league team, and there's a couple other
Right.
big European sports clubs that have already kind of forayed into this. But this is, I think, taking it to the next level in a certain way, where you have and a real life league is making a
Right.
esports league version of the real life game.
And I think it's also important to point out that this is the first American league, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's the first, I mean, because you see all these like globals and you see all of these kind of like regionals that lead up to the globals, but this is the first like supported on a national level across all of America, and only America is the NBA 2K league. And I think that's crazy.
Well, Canada's got a team, I guess. Toronto.
Okay. Well, yeah. So I guess North American.
North America. Yeah,
Right.
but I agree with what you're saying. Like in the sense that this is it's going to be rooted in mostly an American. I mean, it's
Right.
an American sport. It's an American league. It's a North American sport, North American league, and it'll be interesting to see this, like, how this plays out, and it'll be interesting to see
Right.
how much traction it gets.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting to see is like, okay, who's going to be playing this? Is this something that Turner's going to pick up and put on, NBA TV?
Right.
Or is this going to be something that Turner's going to put out on Fox or on Turner Sports? Is Fox Sports going to pick it up? Like ESPN? Are any of these people going to like actually televise these besides just the NBA
I
TV?
think the most logical, in my mind, would be NBA TV, because they've already got the E-League studio. Like, Turner already does
Right.
E-League. So it would make a ton of sense for them to just, like, do it there. But it seems like this is being run more by the teams themselves,
Right.
like individually versus by the league. So
it does make me wonder whether this is going to be a televised event or not.
it might just be streamed.
Right. So
They'll do something with it. But they had like those, I don't know if you ever watched, they did have like Madden televised on ESPN at some points throughout
right.
its existence. So
Like during the summer, right? Isn't it like
Yeah.
before real football season starts?
right, yeah, they do their like Madden League or whatever. So there are people out there who would watch it, and that seemed like the best time to do it would be right before the season starts.
That also makes me wonder how are they going to set up the matches? Because I feel like a lot of time when you play like NBA or FIFA or any of these sports games, you're playing abbreviated length games, right?
Yeah, true. And on top of that, are you only going to be able to play? I assume you'll only be able to play as the team that you're representing. But then there's just distinct advantages.
Right, which makes me wonder if it has to be like a creative team, like create a player in each, like, because it says they're 5-man teams, right?
Right, so I'm assuming that each individual person is going to be playing
An individual person.
one character on a team, yeah. Which is nuts. Actually, that's really cool.
But, I mean, if it puts them at advantages, because say if you're playing Golden State and, you've got Steph Curry, or if you're playing the fucking Cavs and you've
That's
got
what I
LeBron,
mean.
right? Like,
right.
I mean, I guess that gives players more of an incentive to try to make it to those teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but are those going to be like... but that might not... Just because Golden State Warriors have got the best actual team, are they actually going to have the best... Is that what you're saying? They're going to end up having the best esports team just through the fact that their players are better? Or like maybe other teams will have more incentive to hire better individuals who can make their crappy teams better, if that makes sense.
Take-Two, the parent company of NBA 2K, will be running the league jointly with the NBA.
Oh, so okay, it's saying right
the
here.
companies announced in February they were going to do it. A representative from 2K Sports confirmed to Polygon that the organizers are in the process of revising the name. For the time being, they are referring it to the generic moniker. What did you see?
Right here, the competition in the E-Leagues will resemble the structure of traditional sports schedules. So they're going to play head-to-head matches over the course of a regular season, followed by a playoff. So they're going to play like a basketball season, I presume, in parallel with the actual season. I don't know, but
it would be cool if they did it as like a pregame while you were waiting for your basketball game to start.
Yeah, that would be cool, actually. Yeah.
If those like two E-League teams were just like playing each other in 2K while you were waiting.
Yeah, just like 30 minutes before, the main stuff, or like some 30-minute matches before the national anthem.
Right.
Because they do like pregame stuff as is, and that'd be an easy, relatively cheap pregame match you could do. Or pregame like entertainment you could do.
Right, exactly. And instead of just having a bunch of guys sitting there talking about how they think the game is going to go, I mean, you could do that for a few minutes in between the end of the eSports game and the beginning of the real sports game.
And then you could play the eSports game in the actual arenas. Like you could have it play on the Jumbotrons there. People could be watching their team play. Eventually they could just have freaking 3D. They got the holograms. They could just be projecting holograms onto the court.
That would be crazy.
Like you just imagine people are playing 2K on the actual arena basketball court with hologram players.
All right, NBA. If you hear our idea and you take this,
seriously. They've already do those like light
this
shows.
Copyrighted right now.
They do those crazy light shows for the pregame already. Like just imagine if they just did cool hologram players. You know what I'm talking about? Those like light shows where they have like the floor fall out and stuff.
Right.
Why not? I mean, I feel like they could pull it off.
I think
technology's
they could.
there,
I mean,
but
eventually, right? It seems like it's a little much. Like it's gonna.
It's definitely a little much. There'd be lag and stuff. But hey, if NBA hears this, it's a great idea.
Make it happen. Pay us for it. They go on. The NBA commissioner went on to say, Adam Silver, he said, "We look forward to combining our best-in-class NBA team operators with Take-Two's competitive gaming expertise to create a brand new league experience." So I'm still, I haven't seen a clear indication of what the rules are and how it's going to be structured. Aside from just that, like, are they going to do it and are they just going to max out everyone's settings? Are they going to kind of set it at a base like 80 or something and let everybody, or maybe it'll be a point-buy system for your player and you can
because you want certain players to be better in certain positions because that's how real life works. But again, like, do you want it to be this like? Honestly, it might actually be more fun to just let the players play the actual teams that they have in real life, because it'd be interesting to see the parallels of like how well the esport player team can do versus the real life team. Right. So maybe you have a team that's tanking in real life, but the esports guys are just so good that they're able to like take that.
They
team
raise
somewhere.
their popularity.
Right.
What if people start buying basketball jerseys for the people playing the esports?
Yeah, I bet you a few people would.
Man,
I mean,
that's crazy.
I was talking to someone else about this. I was like, what happens at the point when the esports players become more popular than the actual basketball players? I don't think that'll ever happen, personally, but
I mean,
what do you do then?
I think, though, that this is the start of esports really bleeding over into college, and although it hasn't happened yet, and it has happened some already.
There are some,
but
colleges,
it hasn't.
Yeah.
But it hasn't like taken off. But now, if there's a national basketball league, right?
Yeah.
Next thing you know, they're sitting there trying to get recruited by one of these NBA teams. That being said, there's only 5 people that can play, right? So I mean, maybe at the max you have 10, so you have a sub for everybody.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Maybe 8, or whatever
on each team, which doesn't even really it doesn't make a lot of sense to have subs. It's a video game.
Yeah, but what if someone gets sick?
If someone gets sick,
if they break
hurt,
their hand or whatever, like you do need to have a backup, right?
You need some sort of backup, but you wouldn't need two, like you said.
Just because
at most eight
it's a
people
ridiculous, just because it's a ridiculous idea that they'd have a problem doesn't mean that they won't.
I agree. I agree. So you would have whatever. It would be half the size of an actual NBA roster, basically, if not less.
Right. But still crazy.
Sure it's still cool. It's still a really cool idea. It's a great concept, and I'm excited to see where it goes because of the potential is so great.
So before we wrap this up, I just want to give you the list of the 17 teams that will be partaking in the tournament. You've got the Boston Celtics, Cleveland Cavaliers, Dallas Mavericks, Detroit Pistons, Golden State Warriors, Indiana Pacers, Memphis Grizzlies, Miami Heat, Milwaukee Bucks, New York Knicks, Orlando Magic, 76ers, Portland Trailblazers, Sacramento Kings, Toronto Raptors, Utah Jazz, and the Washington Wizards will all be in the inaugural season of the NBA 2K eSports League. So look for that coming in 2018. Could be on your TVs. Definitely will be on Twitch, I imagine.
It'll be on the internet somewhere.
No doubt about it.